So hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Well, welcome if you're new. Welcome back if you're not new. Checking by my analytics, by what I remember in my brain, almost half of you are not subscribed. So that doesn't make any sense, and I would like for you to subscribe right now. Go ahead. With your consent, of course. Go ahead. Alright, don't be fooled by the put together look. I am again filming this in between classes. It is now the evening, the sun is setting down, my light is... Alright, and I know you're like, Jess, I can see your computer screen right there. Yes, I am wearing blue light glasses because I am tired. It is almost 6 p.m. I have an ASL class at 6 p.m. But we are here to talk about some Black lives who have impacted our lives. Crazy how that one works. Let me take the glasses off for a second. So anyways, last week, I believe it was last week, last time I posted this series, we talked about Jack Johnson, who was a prolific wrestler who also invented the wrench and lived during the Jim Crow era, and his life story, what he's done, how his life occurred, and some things that occurred after his life, such as being pardoned by President Trump in 2018 at the request of Sylvester Stallone. Right, so if you didn't watch that, check it out. I'll put an iCard. I believe it's here where the card is, but whatever it is, I'll put a card to it right now. This is episode 2 of this series. I decided to do this series to talk about Black history because, one, it's Black History Month, and two, I honestly feel like it's not a feeling, it's a fact. Minority history is often overlooked, and if it's not overlooked, people find some way to whitewash it, to downplay the real life scenarios that occurred, and I don't want to do that. So if I misspeak, if I forget some facts, or if I stated a fact wrong, please do correct me in the comment section down below. Today we will be talking about... my eyes hurt. Today we will be talking about Frederick Jones and his whole refrigeration and just everything he's invented. But before we get into that, please take a look at my description box. I will have 2 Google Docs linked down below. One of them is for petitions to sign for issues related to Black Lives Matter and other issues going on in the world. I really do need to update it, but regardless, check it out down below. If there are any discrepancies with it, such as sorry, my alarm rang. But if there are any discrepancies, such as a petition being closed, or it has enough signatures, or if you would like to add any petitions or readings or videos to watch where AdSense is donated, or places for people to donate, I would greatly appreciate it, and comment it down below. And also down below, I have, excuse me, I don't have my water bottle here. It's actually in my bathroom. We don't talk about it. Down below, I also have a link to a Google Doc where all my resources will be linked. If I use any video clips or any photos, I'll make sure to link those as well. But yeah, I think that's not about it. Again, if you didn't subscribe when I asked you to subscribe, what are you doing? Subscribe right now. Please. I really want to get to 100K. 100K, no. 1K. Thanks guys. If you like this video, like it. If you don't like this video, you're like, listen lady, it's taking you like what, 5 minutes to tell me about this video. I don't like this. What did I do? Dislike it, I guess. It's engagement regardless. Again, like I said, if I misspeak, I forgot some facts, or I stated a fact wrong, whatever, please correct me down below. If you would like to have a thoughtful discussion about this, about Frederick McKinney Jones, leave your comments down below. I'll gladly love to talk to you lovely, lovely people. If there are any resources, please leave them down below. If I start talking really fast, it's because it's almost 6 p.m. But anyways, if there are any resources about Frederick McKinney Jones, please leave them down below. I try to use resources that I know would not cover up any facts and would just talk about them bluntly. That's that on that. Leave your comments down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Also click the bell so that you can be notified every single time I post, because I know you're probably not going to want to miss this one. And let's get the show on the road. If you see me in a different shirt, don't worry about it. Don't ask questions. Thank you. I think I already told you guys that I would be in a different outfit from the one you guys saw me last in, but whatever. We move on as a society. At least now I have an hour before class instead of 30 minutes. But anyways, like I said, we would be talking about Frederick McKinney Jones and his various... My dog is so annoying. And his various advancements in the world of cinema and refrigeration. Refrigeration being one of the coolest, by the way, even though I am also a theater junkie. Refrigeration was the coolest, and you're gonna see why. Alright, so if you constantly see me looking over here, that's because I'm writing off my notes. So Jones was born May 17, 1893. Most sources say that he was born in Cincinnati, Ohio. Some sources say that he was born in Covington, Kentucky. As you're gonna see, it's gonna be a little bit of a trend between my sources to not understand. Many of my sources claim different things on his childhood. What is known, what is a fact, is that in 1902, when he was 9 years old, he was an orphan. And some of my sources claim that he was taken in by a priest in Covington, Kentucky, who would raise him. Some of my sources also say that his parents' relationship was very taboo, as his wife was an African-American woman and his dad was an Irishman, I believe. Yes. His father was white and his mother was African-American, so. He was taken in by Father Edward A. Ryan, and Jones at this point didn't attend high school, so he basically had an 8th grade education, I believe. So yeah, but a lot of my sources are not very clear and concise on his childhood. Some just skipped over his whole childhood. So yeah. For example, one of my sources never talked about Father Ryan, who took care of Frederick Jones when he was a child. A lot of my sources did, so that's why I'm putting it into this video. One of my sources, again, just completely skipped over his childhood because the details of his childhood aren't very well known, which is pretty sad. I would have liked to know about his childhood. I think that would be really cool. The concise things from my research that we can gather is that he was orphaned at a young age and he did not attend high school, and he started learning about mechanics young and like hands-on. Why are my dogs annoying today for like no reason? No reason. Unprovoked annoyance. If you hear my chihuahua, it's because she's in the room with me. If you hear her crying, it's because she wants to leave the room with me. According to one of my sources, Father Ryan raised him until the age of 16, and then Jones started working for R.C. Crothers. R.C. Crothers as a mechanic helper in Cincinnati. So he was, from a lot of my sources, what I gathered, he was born in Cincinnati, Ohio, moved to Covington, Kentucky because of the priest who was raising him. And then at the age of 16, he moved back to Cincinnati, Ohio to work at R.C. Crothers. Multiple of my sources also corroborate that he worked at an automobile shop, but they never stated the name of the shop. It could be R.C. Crothers, but that same source also claims that by 19 he had built and driven several cars for racing. So car racing and racing exhibitions in the Great Lakes region. And they even state that his favorite car was number 15. So now you know. I kind of like cars. My dad is very into cars, but you could probably ask me a car question and I'll just sit there and be like, nice. Anyways, little hydration break. I am so sorry if my energy seems really low today. I'm just tired and stressed out, so I'm so sorry, but I want to get this video out for you guys, even though it's literally just the first day of February, and this video probably won't go up till like the third week of February. Jones also fought in World War I, but again, like we talked about in last time's episode with Johnson, like we talked about in last time's episode with Johnson, black men were to serve in the French division and not in the American division, even though I can assure you Frederick McKinney Jones is American. But, you know, Jim Crow and racism. Excuse me, I breathed and it was like tools? Okay. Anyways, Jones actually rose the ranks quite quickly, and he became a sergeant in the French battalion. And while he served in France, he wired the camp to have electricity and telecommunications, and would be called on to make repairs if anything was broken. You know, if any electrical equipment was broken. He was discharged by 1919, by which the war was over. Again, like I said, World War I. Some people state it was from 1914 to 1918. I say 1914 to 1919 because I'm built different. Lubricate your esophagus. I didn't tell you guys what is in here. It's just like this giant, okay, whatever. Today we're not having water, sadly. Today we're having Tampico orange juice because my mom bought like 4 things of orange juice. So I'll never be missing orange juice. I'm happy for that. I like orange juice. Orange juice is my favorite. If you want to come for me down in the comments, your favorite better not be apple. I'm not listening to no apple juice drinker. Also, I don't know what this girl is doing, but we're just not going to talk about it. So when he was discharged, he went to work in Hollick, Minnesota, and here he worked as a mechanic, and it actually ended up leading into him building the transmitter for local radio stations. So exactly. Your faves could never. And during this time period, Jones, to be able to make money, he would work for doctors. And this is actually really cool. I hope y'all don't mind, like, me reading off my notes. I hope we don't mind. So anyways, during this time period, to make money, Jones would work for people, primarily doctors. On one occasion, he would help doctors by chauffeuring them around to make calls during the wintertime. And when the snowfall got too harsh, Jones attached skis to the bottom of an old plane body and attached an airplane propeller to the motor. So he basically just created a snowmobile. Your faves could never. Your faves could never. But it gets better. It gets better. Another time, after hearing doctors complain that they had to wait for patients to arrive to the facility to do their x-rays, Jones invented a portable x-ray machine. So doctors were just sitting there like, I gotta wait for people to come in to do their x-rays. And Jones was like, hold my electricity, and created an x-ray machine. Boom, on the spot. I mean, not probably on the spot, but still. Just boom, x-ray machine. Portable x-ray machine, boom. You're welcome. But sadly, as people do, they took credit for his work because he hadn't patented these just yet. And they took credit for his work. Hey, how's it going? So you're gonna have to not look at this, or any of this. I'm filming in between classes. Oh, I just realized my middle part isn't. Okay, whatever. We move on as a society. Anyways, I am yet again filming in between classes. So let's get into it. But first, drink break. We are yet again not drinking water, even though this is very watered down from putting ice in it. But it's blueberry lemonade. They sell these at Walmart for like $1, and they're really, really good. I didn't like the tea though. They also sell an iced tea, but I didn't really like that. But the lemonades, amazing. They have like raspberry, strawberry, obviously classic lemonade, and then they have this one for like $1. They're amazing. They last a lot of time if you're not a hydrated person like I am. I've had this on my desk since like last night. Last night-ish. I don't know how time works anymore. Anyways, back to Frederick McKinney Jones, shall we? So, also, I'm sorry if I look off over here. It's because I'm reading my notes. I feel like I constantly say that in this video, in videotapings, but then I cut it out. Maybe I won't this time. Anyways. So in 1927, Joseph A. Romero, the head of Ultraphone Sound Systems, hired Jones to work for him as an electrical engineer. And in his time working for Numero, Jones created a plethora of things that we still use today. So he basically adapted silent movie projectors to recreate sound, and to basically replicate the sounds of the movies and repeat them, and he also created the automatic ticket dispenser, and he also found a way to stabilize and improve moving pictures, just as a whole, because that's just what movies are. It's just moving pictures. Basically, he made talking pictures possible, and again, the automatic ticket dispenser, which we still use today. I don't know if you knew that. Hold on. And this time he actually patented his concept, so yay! I'm so happy. And perhaps one of this is why I said at the beginning that his inventions into refrigeration are my favorite. Because of this. So he and Joseph basically created refrigerated trucks, and they made this for people because again they live in a hot land, which I also currently preside in, even though I'm wearing this because it's kind of cold. They created this for truck drivers to be able to cool off and refresh because those trucks are hot. But what ended up happening is that they realized that it also keeps the food cold. I need to take my glasses off for this part. So it keeps the food cold. So you know what happened because of this? Companies literally created the frozen food industry. Yes, I am not kidding. I am not kidding. That frozen DiGiorno pizza would not have been made possible if it wasn't for Frederick McKinney Jones. It's Not Delivery, It's DiGiorno would have never happened if it wasn't for Frederick McKinney Jones. So your faves could Hey y'all, so editing just here. I feel like I didn't get this point across really well. So companies basically started using Frederick's conception of refrigerated trucks since they realized that it could keep food colder for longer, and because of that they started making frozen foods and stuff. So technically, yes, Frederick McKinney Jones's invention led to the creation of the frozen food industry. And I would like to repeat again that your faves could actually never do that. So, yeah. Imagine creating a whole industry off of a mistake. Well, not really a mistake, but like an oversight, I guess. Imagine creating an industry off of that. Your fave could never. Your favorito could never. Could never. And so because of this, Numero and Jones created... I just spit everywhere. That's fine. I can live with that. They basically created a company together where Jones was vice president and a co-founder, which makes my little heart happy. Basically, they created a company together called Thermo King. It is still around today. Although I didn't use anything from the website, I have it linked down below, and I also state down below that I did not use the website for any research. Y'all can look at that. It's still alive today. Thermo King is still alive and thriving. In World War II, Jones created an air conditioning unit for military hospitals and refrigerators for military kitchens, so to basically keep like blood and supplies still around to keep it from perishing, basically, and that saved millions of people. So again, your faves can never. And I'm gonna have to read a little bit off of this. They also did the Thermo King thing for the trucks to transport blood for blood transfusions and stuff like that. I'm gonna have to read a little bit off of this. So in 1944, Jones became the first black man to be elected into the American Society of Refrigeration Engineers. Obviously rightfully so, because of his amazing inventions that led to a whole new industry of food and saved millions of lives during World War II. And then 5 years later, in 1949, Thermo King became was worth billions of dollars. In the 1950s, Jones was a consultant of the U.S. Bureau of Standards and Department of Defense, so your faves can never! We're about to get into some sad shit, so hydrate. My parents are being idiots. Alright. Sadly, on February 21st of 1961, Jones died because of lung cancer. He was 67 years old, and why are people asking for a meeting? It's 8:56. Class doesn't start till 9:04. I don't know what my school is doing. I don't know what the people in my school are doing. Anyways, back to Frederick McKinney Jones. And by the time he died, he had over 60 patents, and over half of those were dedicated to refrigeration and his earlier technologies, such as the portable x-ray machine. Thermo King is still alive and thriving today, as I said. And like I mentioned here again, I did not use the Thermo King website for any of my research. I just simply linked it down below in case you guys wanted to check it out, see it for yourselves, you know, in case y'all wanted to see that beautiful thing. In 1991, George W. Bush gave Jones the National Medal of Technology for all his work, and his inventions are still around today, obviously, like I said. I'm going to put my blue light glasses on so I can read my little paragraph at the end. And yeah. Rest in peace, Frederick McKinney Jones. Your childhood may have been rocky, but it proved to show that your past should never deter you from your potential. Thank you for all your work and your service in World War I and developing technologies to save the lives of others in World War II. Thank you for giving us the luxury of conditioning long-haul trucks. May you rest in peace for all the work you did here while you lived. And that's that on that. I'm sure you all cried, like I did on the inside. I'm not much of an outside crier, but I cry on the inside a lot. So let's refresh. So yeah, that was episode 2 of this series. If you guys did not check out part 1 and 2, we're good? We're good? We're good. If you guys did not check out parts 1 and 2 of episode 1, talking about the life of Jack Johnson, you guys can click the iCard that's, I think, here on the screen. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. If you guys have any more insight into Frederick McKinney Jones, or if I got anything wrong in this video, please comment it down below. I would love to correct myself or learn more knowledge. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you have not done so already. I would love to have more of you here because I have amazing, amazing things planned for 2021. So I would love to have y'all here so that you can see it. If you are here, if you just subscribed, or if you've been subscribed for a while, please make sure to check your post notifications and set them to all so that you guys can get notified every single time I post. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. The next video I have planned is my Aquarius video, which I filmed, and it's gonna be a little wacky.